My son came home from school in tears and said his teacher had broken his phone. I was about to explode with anger, but my son told me not to go to his school. I asked him why, and he said, "I don't want you to embarrass me." I was confused and thought the teacher was bullying my son, so I went to the school the next day. While I was watching my son, he was having a good time, until two bullies walked up to him. One of them said, "Did you already cry to your daddy about your phone yesterday?" My son replied, "At least I have a dad, unlike you." The bully's face turned bright red. He pushed my son to the ground and said, "If you don't bring $100 tomorrow, you're dead." My son said nothing, but I was furious. So after school, I followed that bully and found out where he lived. When I knocked on the door, his mom opened it. I told her that her son was a bully and was taking money from kids. But she smiled and said, "Actually, my son is the most perfect student in the world." Then she slammed the door right in my face. When I got home, I found my son standing there in tears. I walked over and took his hand without saying a word. For the next 4 hours, we practiced self-defense in the yard because I used to be a boxing coach. After practice, my son could barely walk, but he smiled and said, "Thank you, Dad." At that moment, I almost cried with pride. The next morning, I drove my son to school and saw him walk over to a girl who was crying by her locker. Everything inside was covered in dirt, and there was a note that said, "Pathetic." A minute later, the same bullies walked over and started laughing. My son stepped in front of the girl. One of them tried to push him, but my son dodged the push and punched the bully right in the jaw, knocking him to the floor. The second bully turned around and ran away in tears. Looks like my son hit the jackpot.